Yeah, we got it, Russ. I'll say this, Michael. That exchange was Russell Westbrook's best performance of the night by far. And that was the Lakers' most competitive stretch by far. Lost by 18, wasn't that close if you watched the game, and I'm sorry for you if you subjected yourself to watching that game. Led trailed by as many as 37, gave up 82 in the first half, and when you combine being outscored by 28 in the second half against the Pelicans, and then being outscored by 26 in the first half against the Mavericks, that minus 54 over 2 halves is their worst deficit in the shot clock era. Westbrook was a minus 25 in 32 minutes. That seems hard to do. He was on the floor last night.
Don't put it on.
No, I'm not.
Don't put it on Westbrook.
I mean, he decided to be a contrarian post game. I'm just like, okay, I'm just throwing it out there without comment. I'm just telling you, I used to be fond of saying numbers never lies. I was once fond of, yeah, exactly. Just putting it out there. You like it, you can keep it. If you don't, you can send it right back.
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment. No judgment. Yeah. All right, and just the facts. The facts of the case are these: that the Lakers find themselves on the outside looking into the play-in tournament. They're at 11th right now. Technically tied with the Spurs for 10th, but the Spurs hold the tiebreaker. So I guess I'll just ask you this. You're rooting for them to miss it? Would you like to see them make the play-in tournament?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are they definitely done? Do you think they can rally and make it? AD's supposed to come back later this week against the Pelicans. LeBron will be reevaluated. They got 7 games left. Unfortunately, 3 of them on national television.
Come on,
so yeah,
the Lakers.
You want this movie to end, huh?
There's don't. Well, end at the end of the season, but just keep going. Like, this is so entertaining, and they are the LA Lakers. It's Hollywood. It's such a disaster. Michael, there's a reason that rubbernecking is a thing. There's a reason that when there's a car crash, you need somebody there to say, come on, keep on going, because people do slow down and watch it. And that's exactly what's happening right now with the Lakers. You got all of these big personalities. You got the Lakers. You got expectations versus reality. The reality is so much worse. The fact that we're even talking at the end of March about the Lakers, not the Lakers in the play-in, because there's no shame in that. Because look, Minnesota's a good team. Minnesota, like somebody among Minnesota, maybe Denver even slumps and gets in there, but that's unlikely. There's no shame in being in the play-in tournament. Eastern Conference, same thing. Some good teams in the 6, 7, 8 positions. But the Lakers, to make the Lakers just life and death with the 10th spot. It's incredible. What an incredible story. And then
I'm
Russell
confused.
Westbrook.
You're enjoying watching the train.
I'm enjoying it.
But you are rooting for them to miss it. Okay. All right. So you're basically going to enjoy these next 7 games, what you're saying.
Oh, it's great. It's so good.
You're rooting for them to. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's not even. I wouldn't even call myself a Laker hater. As you know, we went into this last year. I don't want to reprise this. Trust me. A low point, brother from another. One of our low points.
Television history. Before there was the slap. Before there was the slap, there was 2 dudes talking uninterrupted for an hour about Russell Westbrook.
And analytics. Under the umbrella of analytics.
Yeah.
I don't really know what was solved there. I don't even know what the debate was. But Westbrook in his first year with the Lakers, there's that part of it. There's the Anthony Davis. He's the future of your franchise. And you really can't count on him. No fault of his own, I don't think. Then you got LeBron James having a brilliant season at the age of 37. And then you got Russell Westbrook versus the media, which you mentioned. Shout out Brad Turner. I know Brad Turner for a long time. Shout out Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, shout out Brad.
Great for sound bites, that's for sure.
Yeah, he has. He's been incredible. I don't know what Brad Turner could have said. I think Turner was going in the old school sports writer route, which is, hey, look, I'm not really trying to get at anything. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm just asking, look, you know what it's like, Mike, if you haven't covered any bad teams. But when you cover, really, you've covered some championship teams. But when you cover bad teams, after a while, you kind of run out of questions. I mean, like, they gave up they had an 82-point first half. They gave up an 82-point first half. They're 4-12 or 4-13, whatever it is, since the All-Star break.
Since the break, yeah.
4-13.
Yeah.
LeBron's out, AD's out. The coach is going to be fired, and the coach is trying to come up with some lame stuff to save his phony baloney job, talking about, hey, I know we're talking about MVPs, but if you throw the record out, LeBron's an MVP. Man, sit down. Frank, sit down somewhere. What are you talking about?
This is my favorite Vogel quote from last night. We just didn't execute well enough and play with enough toughness, IQ, intelligence, focus, and fight. Well, shit, what's left?
Anything else? Frank,
that just pretty much
anything else?
Checks every box, doesn't it? You know, when you say you run out of questions, clearly they're out of answers.
They're out of
answers as well.
And Brad Turner, who's been covering LA sports teams for a long time. I mean, when I started covering the beat, he was a veteran on the beat. So, he's been at this game for a while. And what are you supposed to say? So I think he was going that route of, I don't have any answers. What do you say? Maybe you'll give me something. I don't think he went in there trying to trap
Well, not just that, but something's got to change. If you've been outscored by 54 points the last two halves or over two halves between the Pelicans and the Mavericks games, something needs to change. And to just say nothing changes is disingenuous or intellectually dishonest or whatever you want to call it. I mean, Russell Westbrook has to know that something's got to change. You can't keep doing this. Or unless you don't want anything to change, you're just ready to go home, which might be the case.
Yeah.
That they just don't want it. And a long time ago, I remember we had, one of the previous iterations of this Laker disaster conversation is, I think I said, look, they don't deserve to make it. Let somebody who actually wants to make the play and make it, because clearly they're checked out. This was at the previous low point, or when we thought, like 5 rock bottoms ago. I lose track at this point how many times we thought the Lakers had hit rock bottom. So maybe the reason why Russell Westbrook was so dismissive of the question, which was a legitimate question, is that he ain't looking for nothing to change because he's just gonna go out there and get his, and y'all can get y'all's off the glass, and then I'm going home, and then I'll find a new team next year. Going back to the train wreck or enjoying watching the train wreck.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this. I'm pretty sure I've used this analogy before, but I don't know if we talked about this. You saw Eternals, right?
Now you told, hey, between my son, my oldest, Robinson, and you, I passed. You told me to pass.
Okay. I mean, so I watched
Robinson
it.
was like, Dad. He said, nah.
So thankfully, I didn't go to the movie theater to watch Eternals. Thankfully. And the MCU doesn't miss. But this one here, I didn't go to the movie theater to watch Eternals. But I watched it on a plane. I think I might have watched it on a plane to LA for Super Bowl. Have you ever watched a movie on the plane, for better or worse, and when the plane lands, you still sitting there watching it because you want like everybody else getting off. If you ain't got to connect, you ain't like, no, hold on, I'm going to be last getting off because I need to see as much of this movie as possible. I did that with Eternals, but not in a good way, because I was like, is this shit going to get any better? I'm like, I'm watching it and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. I was like, and Michael, in my new life, like I'm out here trying to make movies. I'm trying to make way in Hollywood. I'm like, somebody greenlit this, so there's hope for me. Somebody decided that this was a movie worth making and spending a bunch of money on and promoting and letting other people see it, so there's hope for me. What the Lakers are right now is that bad movie.
There's another one like that too.
I can't turn away. I can't turn away from watching the Lakers because I gotta see if they end up turning this thing around. Like, it's like it's in some respects it's a funeral. It's the longest funeral ever, and they're a Walking Dead, and it'll die in a slow death, and you know how it's gonna end. But I'm like, is it really gonna end this way? I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep paying attention, and I'm gonna keep talking about it in the hope that there is some redemption before this season ends for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's my Eternals count.
I like it. I like it. And there's another movie like that too that I think I watched on the way. Where did we watch it? We went on the way to LA. It was on the way to Mexico. What's it called? The Lost Daughter? This award-winning movie. Like, so many great things about it.
Who was in
I'm
it?
sitting there watching, like, really? Man,
What
I
made
know
you watch it?
She's from actress from her name is escaping me, but from Olivia Colman, Broadchurch. You watch Broadchurch? You watch that series, which is great. Anyway,
I'm ready to get on that too.
I'm sitting there like, okay, y'all need somebody to come in and be like, hold on. Okay, we could have ended this thing. We could have ended this in 25 minutes. It should have been a short, and then we move on. Anyway, I like your funeral.
You and I shouldn't say that. Just point of order. You and I should. Never. We should never throw stones at people about like we should cut this off earlier. Just saying.
But here's the thing. We actually have a comment section. So we allow people to be like, y'all went too long. You don't make no sense. Okay, they needed a comment section. Yeah. They needed a comment section for Eternals and a Lost Daughter. Comment section. Let me get in here in real time. But I like your funeral analogy too. It's like one of those funerals you go to, and somebody try to jump in the casket. They like somebody's falling out, and the family members are like, what are they talking? They weren't even that close.
Right. You ain't even in a relationship with them. Y'all hated each other.
Come on, what you talking about? Somebody's showing out. Is that be somebody showing out at the funeral?
Right.
So that equivalent, that applies with the Lakers, because I want to know from you, is it important for Anthony Davis?
Before you ask me the question, going back to funerals. The other thing is when the pastor decide to open the doors of the church at a funeral. Like, say, dog, like, don't be trying to play on the state that we're in, telling us that, tomorrow is not promised. Now is the time. Now is the day of salvation because somebody died. So now you want to emotionally manipulate us into giving our life to God. Because, it's like, this ain't the time for that.
Exactly.
Okay, wrap it up, B.
I still remember that. At my grandfather's funeral, rest in peace. My brother was mad over that. Because that's exactly what the preacher tried to do at my grandfather's funeral. My brother was like, yo, man, hey, what's up? We grieving? You trying to get something out of this? What's going on?
Exactly.
But anyway.
Anthony Davis.
But I'm wondering, do you think, is it important for Anthony Davis to play in the final 7 games of the year? Or should they shut him down? Or you know where I'm going? Or, I'm just asking you. I'm asking you.
Don't ask.
I'm asking you.
Go ahead.
I'm asking you.
They're
number 11. Mm-hmm. They're number 11. My man now, when I first brought it up, he just had a sprained knee or a problematic knee. We don't know what it is. Wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Now, oh, surprise.
Ankle swollen.
Now he got a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
Can we just, the brother's brilliant. Hey, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Now we go to another movie, Good Will Hunting. Say it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, LeBron. It's not your fault. Can we just say it was an amazing season? It was an amazing attempt by LeBron James. And can we stop now? Can we stop? Frank Vogel's going to get fired. Russell's gone.
Okay, even though we think we know how this is going to end, they can't, in good conscience, throw in the towel as long as there is a chance. And here's why. All right, see, now I'm gonna sound like even more of an idiot than I usually do.
He's a warrior. Can we keep the movie thing going? It's like 300. Oh man, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna die on his shield.
Yeah, no, I'm not about to kneel. We're not going to kneel. I'm coming back with my shield or on it. Oh, absolutely. So, okay, listen. Let's just say that they managed to survive this stretch of games where they're 4-10 against their remaining 6 opponents, including 2 against. This is what they got left. They at the Jazz. By the way, Michael, the Lakers are 11-26 on the road, which is the same road record as the Kings and a worse road record than the Thunder. Just wanted to point that out. Again, presented without comment. Well, it is presented by comment. But anyway,
let me comment. They suck. They're a bad team. They're a bad basketball team. They suck.
So they're at the Jazz on TNT. Pelicans at Lakers, NBA TV. Nuggets at Lakers on ABC. Lakers at Suns on NBA TV. Lakers at Warriors on TNT. Then they finish up hosting the Thunder and then at the Nuggets. So they got 3 of their last 7 games on national television. which is probably a real good advertisement for League Pass. But anyway, they got 3 games on national television. They got a tough remaining schedule, 4-10 against the remaining 6 opponents, as we have said. But let's say they manage to survive that, to answer your question. Let's say they manage to survive it. And they get in the play-in. And in the play-in, let's say they were able to leapfrog San Antonio and they play the Pelicans. What if a LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook team, just for 2 games? We just talking about 2 games.
2 games.
Okay?
2 games.
2 games. That's the whole. That's all you need. So let's say they beat the Pelicans.
When's the last time they won 2 in a row? Anyway,
I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah. But let's say they beat the Pelicans in New Orleans.
When's the last time they won 4 out of 7?
You know, I don't know, but wait, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay, we ain't there yet. No, we ain't even there yet. We ain't even there yet. But just the play-in tournament, okay? Let's say they leapfrog the Spurs, with whom they're tied, and they play the Pelicans, and they beat the Pelicans. They miraculously beat the Pelicans on the road, as I mentioned, they struggle to go on in the play-in tournament. The loser of 7-8. So what if the Timberwolves beat the Clippers, who we'll talk about a lot in this show? But what if the Timberwolves beat the Clippers, and now it's Lakers-Clippers, which would kind of be awesome. Lakers-Clippers for the 8th spot in the playoffs. That's if the playoffs were to start today. That would kind of be awesome.
Okay.
And they may lose. They may get the doors blown off them. They make it. I don't know what they are against the Clippers. What's the last time they beat the Clippers? It's been forever.
They haven't
been forever, right?
They haven't beaten them this year.
They beaten them since Ty Lue. Well, even since Ty Lue's been the coach. I don't even know if they beat them last year. I remember seeing some crazy stat. Right. So all I'm saying is, though, it would be, again, compelling television or compelling theater, to keep the analogy going, right?
By the way, that headline's not true. Not true. I want to see them on TV. I want to see
only
them.
If you're a Laker
Bring it
hater.
on.
So if they were to survive the play-in with, I'm not saying I'm not sitting up here saying they're dangerous. I ain't about to sit up here and say nobody wants to see them. Nobody wants to face the Lakers. No, I ain't saying none of that stuff, because the Suns will beat the brakes off them. The Suns will mollywop them, okay? But if you're the Lakers, it's a long-winded way of answering your question. If you're the Lakers, you can't shut it down on the off chance that you make the play-in, survive the play-in, and then we see what happens. And not wishing this on anybody. I'm knocking on wood as I say it. But okay, as Anthony Davis recently pointed out, they were up 2-1, excuse me, up 2-1 on the Suns before he got hurt. Chris Paul was hurt, which is why that commentary just negates itself, because Chris Paul got hurt.
Right.
And nobody's had more bad luck in his career than him. But point being, it's just like you never know what could happen, including, unfortunately, again, injuries, which is part of the game. I'm not trying to wish that on nobody.
Hey,
so if you're the Lakers, you just can't shut it down, because you still got a chance. That was a long-winded way of saying you still got a chance. You can't quit.
It's great. No, I appreciate it. I'll just say it this way. It's not hockey. It's not hockey. So in hockey, get ready. All my hockey people out there, go ahead and say it. I know you said, all you need is a hot goaltender, and anybody can win it. Okay, yeah, hot goaltender, anybody can win it. That's great. So we know in LA, the LA Kings, as an 8th seed, won the Stanley Cup. You want me to tell you how many times it happened in basketball? 0. Doesn't happen in basketball.
Oh yeah, no. But you gotta.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
Mike,
they ain't gonna do nothing.
It's like I tell my son.
No.
It's like I tell my son.
You do know what's gonna happen.
Or it's like it's the way I remix the Wayne Gretzky line. I was like, hey Mason, the only shots you miss are the ones you don't take. What Gretzky say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you got a shot, hey, you got to see. No, it's never happened. But once upon a time in the NCAA tournament, a 15 seed never went to the Elite 8. A 16 seed had never beaten a 1. It's like, if you're the Lakers, you can't say, oh, we ain't got no shot.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.